Hi, guys. Let's head up to Tony's room chat, the place where your voice matters. And in today's meetup, we have special guests who are more than appreciated their presence.
Here we have Tony Carl, your host and administrator of the group. And now we have Alexandra Pak from Russia, Tony's friend. Welcome, Alexandra Pak. And now Rita Greco from Italy, Tony's friend and a wise woman. Welcome, Rita. And Andrei Moskvicha from Russia, also Tony's friend. Welcome, everyone, guys. Let's dive in.
Hello, Rita and Andrew. Nice to see you again. Good morning, straight from Brazil. How are you, Rita? Let's get started with Rita.
I'm fine.
Fine?
I'm fine.
As always?
Yeah, as always, yeah. Everything is normal, and so, I think that normality is the best way of our life. And so when you are in a normal stage, that means that everything is okay. And so it's totally useless to complain.
In other words, Rita, living your life day by day, step by step, you go far away, right? Wow, the rhyme now. Yeah, that's nice. Nice
Absolutely.
To see you, Rita.
Thank you. The same for me.
You can say it more, please. Say it more, please. I want to hear from you. Because long time no see, right?
Yeah, you are right. But a new baby arrived in my family, and so I was busy with this baby because he lives in Holland, in the Netherlands, and so very often we go there to visit him, to enjoy his presence, and so that's why I'm not so present in your interesting conversation.
Yeah, Rita, you said also that now you have a new baby at home. Wow. So you like him so much, right? Wow, Alexandra.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
Hello, Alan.
Hello, Alexandra. Welcome, Alexandra. Good morning. Good morning.
Good evening from
Russia. Good morning, depending where you live. Yeah. Guys, we have two people today from Russia, Andrei and Alexandra Pak. What's the name of the city you live in, Andrei, please?
Probably Moscow, St.
Moscow?
Petersburg.
Andrei, you are from Moscow?
Moscow time.
I think Andrew's having problem, net connection. Andrei, what's the name of the city you live in? Moscow? I think he's having problem.
You're asking Andrew?
Yeah, problem, net connection problem. That's okay. Alexander, how are you today? Feeling well? Better now?
We have some snow today.
Some snow. Wow.
Yes. Yesterday we had rain.
Rains.
Rain.
Guys,
it was rainy yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. Let me say, I'm totally fed up of our weather. Okay, temperatures higher, lower,
It's
higher,
hot.
lower. Yesterday was super hot, and today is like cold.
It's
Tell me,
the
guys.
summertime for you in Brazil.
Almost
Yes.
summertime.
Almost summertime. Okay.
But tell me, how can I stand with these temperatures? Higher, lower, increasing?
I have
Yeah,
no
up and downs,
idea,
up and
to be
downs all the
honest.
time, guys. I really feel fed up of this, guys. I don't know, right now I think it's 19 degrees. Oh, come on. After 31, Rita, yesterday. 31 yesterday, and today 19.
Yeah, but the same is in Italy because the climate is totally changing, and so also in Italy we were used to have a wonderful autumn period, but at the moment we have people who swimming in the sea because it's very hot. It's very and so many people. Not many people, but some people, courageous, brave people, they tend to go and swimming in the sea because the climate is not so cold, and also the temperature of water is not very, very, very cold, and so they are a bit courageous, I have to admit. But anyway, today, when I was on the beach walking as my usual, I saw two guys in the water. Yeah.
Okay. Rita, have you seen many Brazilian people around you? Because we are spread in this whole world, right? In many places.
Yeah, Brazilian, not exactly Brazilian people around me, but Argentinian from South America. There are many people from South America coming to Italy, maybe because the ancestors, the origins are from Italy. You know that many people from Italy, they went to South America in the last century, also 2 centuries ago. They emigrated there in order to have a better life. And so many people living now in Argentina or in Venezuela, they sometimes they tend to come back because they want to find out their origins. Okay, so I know a family from Argentina. They are dear friends to me. Yeah, Argentinians and also Venezuela people. Yeah.
Oh, like refugees, right? From Venezuela, refugees.
Yeah.
Mostly refugees. Like in Brazil, you have many of them.
Yeah.
Do you have guys, Andrew and Alexandra, refugees from Venezuela and Russia? I don't think so.
Maybe we have, but I've never met them, to be honest. Yeah.
You guys have lots of from Ukraine, right? Refugees.
Ukraine.
Yes, from
We
Ukraine.
have from Ukraine at the moment, yes.
But also in Italy, also in Italy, we have many people from Ukraine because at the moment everybody knows the situations, the political situations, and so they tend to emigrate from there. And also we have many priests and churches in general. They tend to help them, and so we have a sort of volunteer groups of people who collect clothes, collect medicines, collect what they need, and so they can give them to these Ukrainian people who is a community who lives here. Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yes. Andrew, I was asking you, what's the name of the city you live in Russia? Moscow?
I live in Tyumen.
Repeat, please. Tyumen.
I live in Tyumen.
Far from Moscow? How far?
Yes, it's far from Moscow. It's about 2 hours of flight by airplane.
Okay.
It's in Asian part of Russia.
Okay, guys.
Close to, it's not far from me, 5 hours maybe by
5 hours.
car. I used to study in Tyumen State University. Yeah.
What's the population, Andrew, in this city?
Official statistics say that more than 800,000 people live here, but I think that more than 1 million, because in last 15 or 20 years, this city grown tremendously. New districts arose here. There are a lot of construction here in this city, so I think that more than 1 million.
I got you. Okay, guys, let me say something. I was expecting for my friend Bailoban from Tunisia. He had a topic, okay, ready. But today, unfortunately, they can't come up. Eric Noven and Bailoban, okay? Let's go freely, okay? Off the cuff, totally. Rita, you can ask a question to Andy, Alexander, okay? We can make something different today. But before you go furthermore, okay, Rita, I want to ask something for our friends. I have something here, but it's just to break the ice, okay? Just to break the ice. Just a moment. I will show my Facebook for you guys. Okay, Rita, please. Let's go off the car. Are you muted? You are muted, Rita.
Yeah. What I have to do? Can I ask? Oh, no,
I was saying you can ask a question. Let's go free off the car, cough chat, something.
I have to push a button.
Okay, let's before we go in, okay. Which button, Rita, would you press? No bills for the rest of your life. 20 years of perfect health. Wow, nice one, yeah. Dream house with no money.
20 years of perfect health.
20 years, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. I have to explain my choice?
No, if you want, it's okay. Yeah, you go on. Like go freely, okay? Go freely today.
Yeah. I pressed this button because I think because I have arrived in a moment of my life. I am aging, and so I realized that health is the most important treasure in our life. And so I'd like to spend the rest of my life in a perfect health. Okay, so that's why I try to be in a perfect shape. Trying to eat less as much as possible and as little as possible, and so trying to practice dancing, for example, because I think that dancing is a perfect, wonderful, beneficial kind of exercise for my soul and for my body. And also trying to be relaxed as much as possible, not stressed, not under pressure, okay? Because our society, our modern life is a bit all everything is a rush, okay? I have to be quick, to be faster and rush. No, I decided to slow my life because this is something that gives me a sort of tranquility and calmness. So that's why I pressed this button. Yeah.
Rita, you are retired English teacher, right?
Yes, I am a retired teacher. Yeah.
English teacher, yeah? English teacher retired, yeah?
Yeah, I was a teacher. I was a teacher, not of English, not an English teacher. I was a teacher of English language. That is a bit different because if I were an English teacher, that means that I was an English person. Okay, no, I was a teacher of English language. That is a bit different. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for the
Yeah.
we have two people, you and Nestor retired. Teacher retired. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there is
yeah,
this
yeah,
difference then, Rita. There is this difference, yes? For example, you're not a native speaker in English, but you can be an English teacher, of course, teaching like a professional, right? But one day
Yeah.
you can retire yourself, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, Alexandra. How about this, Rita? You have cancellation of all loans after 20 years of perfect health.
Which button would you press?
Which button would you press, Alexandra?
I think the same. 20 years of perfect health. Because in my opinion, health is the most important thing in our life. Why? How many rich people die? They have a lot of money. They have everything that they need, but they die of cancer or anything else.
Alexandra, does money buy happiness? Do you think, or no?
Yes. Probably yes.
Or yes? But some people, they disagree with this. They say that money cannot buy happiness.
Money,
Yeah.
no.
The question
think
was,
money,
does money buy happiness?
no,
No.
no,
Because some people,
no.
so people say that they can be happier if they won the lottery. Okay.
It depends. It
depends,
depends
yeah.
what money means to you.
Yes, you're right.
Or
It all depends on
happiness
your desires,
or
your compromise,
happiness. What does it
and your responsibilities. Yeah.
What happiness means to you? That's the question.
Yes. Okay, let's go, Andrew. Which button, Andrew, would you press?
I will press dream house with no mortgage.
Dream house, yes, with no mortgage. Sure. Guys, let me ask you, in Russia, guys, is that too much expensive renting an apartment, two-story houses, or a simple house, for example? The cost of living in Russia. Is that too much expensive renting a house, buying a house?
It depends
Apartments?
on where you live. And
Moscow, for example,
on this.
quite
For
expensive.
example, Moscow is the most expensive city in Russia as a capital.
Yeah, like in here, São Paulo.
I don't like it, by the way. I don't like Moscow. I don't like Moscow. No.
You don't like Moscow? Yes.
No,
It's
no.
totally different, the culture, right? Moscow and other places,
Different
right?
different culture. If you want to know about the Russian culture, you don't need to go to Moscow.
Okay. I think it's the same. The big cities,
The
metropolitan cities. For
same,
example, Moscow, compared to São Paulo, you have many nations living there, right?
yes, many nations,
Mhm.
many cultures, and you, yes,
The
it's
reason is different, okay? The habits,
habits and the prices, everything
prices,
that.
overpriced. Totally is overpriced, right?
Totally, yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because I live here in this big city, São Paulo is quite expensive,
I live in
everything.
a big city as well, but it's not,
The
the
cost of living
prices
here,
are
guys, is
high here,
higher rockets, Yeah.
but at least we can see the culture here, here in my city that.
Like in New York City, for example, everything is quite expensive there.
Yeah, but I think that this is a tendency,
Mm.
similar tendency in all the planet, okay? Because also in
Yeah.
Italy, the price, speaking about if you want to buy an apartment or a house, is totally very, very difficult. Sometimes it's totally impossible because the price is really unbelievable, okay? And so now in Italy, we are noticing that there is a strange tendency. People tend to fix the apartment and divide it in small apartments and transforming the apartment in bed and breakfast. Okay, so the students who can rent a house in the city where they study, or people who want to rent a house, they find these things really difficult to realize, okay? Because the owners of the apartments, they prefer very short rent of B&B as the bed and breakfast, okay? So for students and for people who want to rent a house, this is becoming really difficult. And so there is a very big problems, okay? In the big cities, it's almost impossible to find an apartment. But also in the small center, I live in a small town, and so I can notice that many houses are becoming transformed in B&B, bed and breakfast, okay? Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the
Because
info.
because the finance, the economy is changing, okay? Before this very big crisis that is investing all the planet, the economy was an economy based on production. Now the economy is slowly, day after day, is becoming an economy based on income, just an income, not production,
Yes.
okay? And so that is really important and negative in my modest opinion, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if a state is really a state, a rich nation, you have to produce, not just to have an income, okay?
I got you. Yes. Andrew, you want to say something?
Yeah, so what about prices for real estate in Russia? That Alexander mentioned that in Moscow the prices are too high and real estate is too expensive in Moscow. In other cities also. So I live in Tyumen. Tyumen also have expensive apartments, expensive houses. In other regions, the situation is not the same, and so prices can difference between different regions can be huge. And what's also interesting that elite real estate in Russia in Rublovka is much more expensive than real estate in Caribbean, for example. So it was interesting for me when I saw prices for real estate in Caribbean countries in Rublovka. In Rublovka is much more expensive.
Like Rita said, everything's changing now. I think in this whole world, yeah, this whole world, because for example, people are concerned more about incomes now. Yes. Just because, the time is changing totally, totally. For example, São Paulo, this big city we live in. If you go to get a new car, guys, come on, it's super expensive, super expensive. The reason people are choosing now secondhand cars because it's quite expensive a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming back to the button that me and Alexandra had pressed, okay, because for us the health is a very big treasure and it's really important. We were speaking about money, okay, and you, Tony, asked if money is important, and Alexandra answered that money is not really important, okay, but at the moment, from what I can see from the television, from the podcast, from the internet, from the social media, money is really not important, but is extremely important, extremely important. Not for all people, of course, because for me, money is nothing. For you, I'm sure, Alexandra, money is not really important. For you, Tony, is not important. But for the rest of the people, because we are looking at as a negative models, okay? The models that we can assist from television, from social media, from the followers, from Instagram, okay? They celebrate money under different aspects, but I have to be very beautiful, I have to be very rich, I have to have a very important car, I have to have many jewels, I have to go to the theater, I have to be perfect. And in order to be perfect, I had to have a lot of money. And so young generations, they assist and they can absorb this kind of very negative thoughts, okay? So that's why the importance of school is fundamental. The importance of family is fundamental because we have to teach that money, yes, is important because we need money because we have to live a normal life, but it's not essential in our life. Other things are essential, other things.
You're right, Rita. For some people, it's quite important, but you have to be careful about money. This kind of behavior is ruining the younger people.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
ruining totally
Yeah.
the younger people.
Yeah. I am
Not just
really
in Russia.
concerned.
Not just in
I am
Brazil.
really concerned. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm really concerned because I have lived my life, but next generations, my future, the future of my sons or my grandsons are in front of me. Okay, and so that's really important. And the only medicine, the only remedy is studying, is have an open mind, to be critical, not to be ignorant, okay? Because ignorance is the worst disease that we can have.
Alexander, please, your points. Do you really think, Alexander, the young people, the new generations, let's say, are being affected by this concern
Yes, they
about money,
do.
just
By
money?
money, by maybe, I don't know, mostly by money, by other people, because they see everything on social media like Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. They always try to compare themselves to other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they want to be popular or just famous. The young generation, especially the young generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they are the more fragile. They are very fragile.
Yeah.
Essentially, they think to be really strong and really powerful, but actually they are really fragile because they are a sort of sponge because they absorb, they can accept anything that you can show them, okay? And so that's really, really dangerous.
Rita, let's say, should be parents more concerned about raise their kids with this type of new statement?
Yeah,
Which
I
is
think
beauty,
that
too much money, too much, like, for example, too much parties. because younger generation nowadays just want to party in here, for example.
Yeah.
I don't know in Moscow.
Well, yeah, for me, I think that the two fundamental institutions are family and the school. Okay, so the parents have a very big responsibility. Yes, and so I think that I use a not correct word, but the job of to be parent, because it's not a job to be parent. Okay, it's not a mission. It's a sort of I cannot find the right word, but
It's not a mission.
anyway,
You said
I don't know. I don't know if it's a mission. I don't know. I don't think it's a mission, because something that come from your heart and soul. When you are a parent, you'll be parent forever and ever in your life. But anyway, the parents have this kind of, yes, call it mission. But sometimes it could be very difficult, but I think that actually it's not so difficult, because we have to be I don't know, to be just good models for our sons. Okay, there is no need a lot of words, a lot of actions, a lot of advice. No, we have to be good models. Okay, we have to accompany our children in their life, taking their hands, but at certain moment we have to leave them, because our sons are not own. They don't belong to us. Okay, they must be free beings. But anyway, they have to be helped in order to be free. Okay, and so in this way, we have to be good models for them. So I think that this is the job, the task of a family, to be good models for the children. And consequently, the other very big institutions, the school and family should be very close friends. Instead, at the moment, we can notice that schools and family, they are very enemies. They are enemies. They struggle, they conquer, they fight. But this is totally wrong, because if I am a teacher and you give your son to me for 5 hours a day, you and me, we should be friends, close friends, and not enemies. Okay, instead now there is exactly the opposite.
Yeah. Guys, I want to say something here, okay? I like receiving Rita in our meetings because she is quite, smart, wise woman. Thank you, Rita, for your speech. Okay? Wise woman.
Thank you.
Rita, thumbs up to
Thank
you.
you, Tony.
Guys, all the time I have a new experience with Rita when she comes to our meetings. Wow,
No,
Rita.
no, no,
Nice
no,
talk
no,
with
no.
me.
You are better than
Thank you so
vitamin.
much. Rita, let's greet. Yeah. So, Andrew, do you think parents should be more concerned about raising kids nowadays in these new patterns, let's say new patterns? Beauty, for example, they are too much worried about beauty. For example, technology is good, okay? But for example, children with smartphones could be harmful, dangerous, right? For some people, of course, not all people, okay?
No, I don't think so. And so, if I remember history of Russia, the modern Russia after dissolution of USSR, it was a dangerous time in 1990s for parents because parents didn't know how to deal with these problems. A lot of drugs were sold in Russia, and a lot of people died because of that. A lot of criminal gangs, organized crime, and so on. But now I think that parents have no such risks because people know how to deal with difficult situations. And different gadgets, smartphones doesn't pose such dangers that were in 1990s in Russia.
But you're talking about, for example, criminality, guys. It happens in everywhere, right? Yeah, happen everywhere. Especially nowadays, the violence, for example, in Brazil, the violence is huge in Brazil, guys. I don't know in Moscow, I think so, yes, the same. In Brazil, we have, the criminality in Brazil is something to be concerned about and worried too much about this.
Tony, as I said before, it's a problem that invests all the global planet because the social system is collapsing. The social system, when the people, when the government, they don't show interest for social for the social system in general. I don't want to go into the details because otherwise the discussion goes towards politics, and this is not a good thing. Okay, but anyway, the state, the nation, the family, the school, the institutions, they have to be really interested in giving help in a very not corrupted way, okay? Because I am sure that who governs, he or they have to gain a lot of money, okay? It's correct. It's correct. I have to accept this reality. But if you, government, want to be a very rich institutions, yes, that's correct. But anyway, you have to help also the people, okay? Because this is your duty. This is the right, and people has the right to be helped. Okay, so social system, we have to invest in social system because violence is everywhere around us, and is day after day the things are getting worse, not better, unfortunately. Okay,
you're right, Jose. Government should be more worried about education. Education is everything. Education is everything. Yeah. Not just incomes, guys. Not just incomes. You know, education is everything.
Yeah. Education, and also education, school, because the school system must be totally changed, and we have to get long hours at school, because in Italy, for example, the school system, you go to school at 9 o'clock, at 8 half past 8 in the morning, and you finish your lesson at 1 p.m. Okay, just 5 hours at school.
5 hours.
And then
like in Brazil,
5 hours, and then in the afternoon you can go what you want. We know that in the afternoon our young people, they use social media, they use the telephone, they use cellular, they go around, they hang out, and so, but the majority of our young generations, they don't do interesting, proficient, beneficial things, okay? But they waste their time. And so the remedy is to prolong the hours at school. The theater, for example, the experiment of theater is basic, is fundamental, because if you get in touch with the theater, you can understand millions of things, and you can change your life, because you can put yourself in the shoes of other people, you can understand other feelings, you can understand what are the suffering of the people, what are the joy, the happiness, and also the pain, and all the sentiment, all the feelings in the theater you can experiment, okay? And so young generations, they need this kind of exercise, of training. Reading, for example. Reading is a fundamental medicine in our life. If you read, you live another life. You live million of other lives.
Rita, how about including music? Of course, learning music.
Painting,
reading is quite important, guys. Reading.
Any aspects, any side of art is essential in young life, and also in adult life. Art, painting, theater, music, anything. But the important is that you young people, you can practice it. You can fall in love with it, okay? Because our life, the remedy is fall in love. If you fall in love, with a man, with a woman, or with something, you are safe, because when you are in love, you can do anything, because motivation is very strong. Okay, so the empathy, the love is the basic of our life. Because if I am in love, I can also climb the Everest. Okay, I can go, because there is my partner, and so I want to get to him or to her or to something else.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Alexandra, we are almost finished. Alexandra, your points, please. Beautiful, beautiful meeting today, guys.
I suppose the difference between the young generation now in the 21st century and before is huge. For instance, when as a child, I didn't like reading books, to be honest, but when I grew, I started loving it. But nowadays, the young generation prefers to spend the time at home. They don't go out outside and everywhere to use phones. But it's all about the mind. The difference between, because now the young generation grows much faster, and I don't know how to explain. I can give you an example. I have a niece. She's 4 years old, but the way she thinks is different when it was many years ago.
Yeah. Is it advanced theory?
It's totally different, and maybe because they have different priorities in life than we had.
Yeah, yes,
We have the boomers. We have the
Yes.
boomers, Alexander. We have the
Yes.
boomers. They are the digital native
Yeah, I know.
digital.
Nowadays, babies, they are born with technology. Yes.
Technology, they have a lot of
Other
opportunities.
priorities. Yeah, you're right, Julie.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Though I
can
love
deny,
technology, guys.
we can deny this reality, Alexander and Tony, and Andrew. I think that we have to accept that technology is a fundamental, wonderful things that belongs to all of us.
Yes,
so
that's true.
I am not able to think about myself, my life, without internet, for example. Okay,
Yeah.
so think about the wonderful occasion, opportunity that we have now at the moment. We are speaking from Italy, from Russia, from Sao Paulo. And so, yes, it's wonderful. But we have to also to know that there are a lot of dangers in using technology, not for me, or maybe also for me, because there are a lot of very, very, very bad people going into the internet. And so think about the young generations using internet or social media, things like that. So
yeah, internet should be allowed just for good people, yes, instead of scammers, bad peoples, bandits, and everything. Yeah, yeah. But unfortunately, it's for everyone. Andrew, please, you're almost finished.
Andrew, you smile. What do you think, Andrew? You smile. Do you agree or not, or you don't?
Yeah. So, what about technologies? I think that here's this. Yes, a lot of people now know how to use technologies. They're born when these technologies became widespread and so on. But it doesn't mean that they use these technologies in an efficient way. Because I started to use the internet a long time ago. It was in 1990s. And so it was very expensive, and access to the internet was limited. And so I opened the internet, did what I need to do. I downloaded documentation, read different docs or something like that. And so from that time, I developed habit to appreciate this time in the internet. And so, but people who born in 2000s or 2010s, I think many of them don't appreciate these things. They use internet as a tool for entertainment or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we have to teach them how to use and how to consider the importance of this